welcome to Season 6 of this realistic road to glory. It is, spoilers, our 4th season at Championship level. And this season, after missing out on the playoffs by a matter of 3 points or so, we would very much like to get at least the playoffs this season, if not automatic promotion. There have been a couple of very strong relegated sides come down to this level. You would not quite believe the quality that Bournemouth and most notably Nottingham Forest have at their disposal. Forest have a disgusting squad at this level. I will in fact, it's so good, I will in fact show you how this side got relegated. I've no idea. Their goalkeeping situation isn't amazing, although they do have some decent goalkeepers. In fact, 4 goalkeepers that are similarly rated to anyone that we have is very good. Enezunal 81, Retegi 82. Don't worry, it gets even worse. 84 rated Mudryk. 85 rated Gnonto. They've also got an 86 rated Dani Olmo. An 86 rated Huri Sudakov. Unbelievable, Jeff! Joshua Wilson Esbrand, is pretty damn good as well. At centre-back, Ozan Kabak, 81. Niakate, 79. Jonathan Panzo, 76. Omar Bamadeli, 78. They've just... How's that team gotten relegated? You could ask the same of someone like Leicester when they went down, but quite frankly, Leicester didn't have anyone of the quality of an 86 rated Dani Olmo or 85 Wilfred Gnonto, etc. We have plans to make deals in this window. We have players transfer listed. We have a number of players transfer listed. Lanetti, Schmodix, O'Leary, Stevens, Firpo mainly because of wages, Kelland Watts and Dylan Dodds are all transfer listed. Some youngsters on the loan list. Kirk, we've blocked offers for at this stage for our captain. And we are moving forward into the window with a budget as follows. Currently, £15.3 million in the transfer budget, with only £7,000 available in the wage. That said, we're going to raise significant funds from sales. We're going to raise significant wage funds from those players leaving as well. And that will all be reinvested into the starting lineup. We are looking for probably a new winger, at least a squad winger. Definitely a new cam, although Ernest Barley will start the season. 2 central midfielders, 2 centre-backs, and probably a backup left-back as well. At this stage, that's all my current plan. Maybe a loanee striker as well. We'll wait and see how things develop. But my shortlist is jam-packed with players. Free agent players, players that we're going to show real intent on purchasing, players that we could potentially loan as well. When it comes to centre-back, from the league below, just relegated from this level, Deschamps Bernard for £7 million seems like a strong option as a backup centre-back. He's not great in terms of technicals and won't grow that well. So maybe if finances allow, we go for someone like Ronnie Edwards, who's admittedly a former Peterborough player, but wouldn't be signed direct from Peterborough and certainly would join us from Hatayspor. Leon King from Westerlo is also an option. Would be very, very good. Similarly, particularly expensive though. Finances would dictate whether we do or don't go for either of those deals. James Hill at Bournemouth is not first team and is pretty good at 26. He too would be more expensive on the wage side of things, but less expensive transfer fee wise. Then from within our own division, there's Sebastian Bornauv from Cardiff. Again, slightly expensive on both fronts, but would be very good. Very good. And then there are a couple of free options. Joseph Akumu, a Kenyan, who's quick and strong. Okay in the tackle, decent defensive awareness. Ismaili, who's not as quick and not as strong and not as good, but does have the anticipate play style which can make the difference. Other options in our division include Ben Cabango at Swansea, Harry Darling at Swansea, who is a former Cambridge man, Lata Baudier at Coventry, who is on a lot of wages, which would probably be a big stumbling block there, but he is very good. And then there's Osho at Luton, but he's on nearly 30 grand a week as well. But Gabriel Osho would be particularly impressive too. When it comes to potential loanee from the Premier League, there's Thilo Kehrer, but 51 grand a week. I'd pay no more than 40% of his wages, I think, if we were to bring him in. On the left-back front, I've not got anybody as of yet. There is an option to bring up someone from the league below that's a CDM and train them as a centre-back. Nicolas Sattelberger, 83 stand tackle, 80 defensive awareness, 80 ball control. If anything, realism-wise, that's the more obvious signing. He or Deschamps Bernard. And with him being 24, probably the Austrian, if we're completely honest. Other potentials for midfield include Jack Harrison, who's transfer listed, or Tahith Chong, who's not first team at Luton, or anywhere near it for that matter. So, potential there, although again, wages would be a stumbling block. In central midfield, there are obvious options. Lennon Miller, we're waiting until we get to the Prem. Alzate is a free option, released by Brighton, has in real life spent a couple of seasons at Stone Liège in Belgium. He's not amazing, but as an all-rounder is pretty good. 29, 77 rated. 21, 75 rated, about £10 million. Joshua King. I like the look of him, very much so. Not as good in the tackle, but as a Linetti replacement, we might not get much better. Joshua King is one of the main names on the shortlist. Then it's a decision between 27-year-old Randall, who is cheap at $5 million, and a spectacular all-rounder. As a squad player, we probably won't get much better at this moment for the fee. Someone that's more utilitarian in all midfield roles would be Aldo Florenzi from Wrexham. Can tackle, can pass, can't cross, but does have some pace to go out wide. Then there's Dan Gore at FC Köln in Germany. More expensive, fee and wage-wise, but quick, agile, great balance, can pass, can tackle, excellent dribbling. He's a luxury player. If we have the money, we go for Dan Gore. But at present, Joshua King is the preference and Randall will be the alternative. Although there is Liam Gibbs, but wage-wise would be a struggle to justify him from Norwich. And then Donny van der Beek is a very cheap option, but stamina is dead. Although he would be a bench player, so stamina might not be as much of an issue. So maybe Donny van der Beek. Although, again, wages would be a stumbling block. At Cam, no-brainer here. Absolute no-brainer. 78 rated, Hani Mukhtar from Nashville in the MLS. Released, 5-star weak foot. Pace, agility, balance, even at 33 years of age, 87 stamina, can pass, can dribble, can shoot. Absolutely, we're getting that one done. No questions asked. Then, in other positions, Vallis is my backup if we lose someone else. He's got pace, got agility and balance, jumping, stamina. He's 6'2". He's not as good technically, but has a lot of play styles. Could be utilised out wide, although only 70 crossing. Then, with regards to wide role, I am very much intrigued by Pontus Darboe. A lot of pace and agility. Good technically. Can pass, can dribble, can finish. Crossing could be trained. He's only 22. I think he's a player we definitely sign, if not this season, maybe next. Or potentially in January. The current plan is to give Yeremy Sarmiento until January to impress. Otherwise, we make the decision to cut our losses on that front. And Darboe would be the go-to replacement for Sarmiento. Someone bids for Sarmiento in a realistic fashion, then we would consider the sale. Yazici is an ageing option as a cam, but Mukhtar is older, but significantly better. Brooks is another player we could consider. Wages would be probably a bit of a stumbling block there. Wages are a stumbling block with everyone at the minute, but we're at the point now where we're going to have to start paying people 20 grand a week regardless. When it comes to the striking position, obviously we don't want to lose Fofana. We currently have Ollie McBurney as a backup. I would be looking to loan in someone probably as a backup unless we lose Fofana. If we lose Fofana, we will probably look to buy someone like Harry Leonard from Blackburn, who was very, very good last year in the division. Mamini is someone I would very much be open to loaning, actually, from Sheffield United. They have 9 strikers. Mamini is 5th or 6th choice. He or Benny Traore would be the go-tos. They're both valued the same. They both earn the same. They're both rated the same. Traore is the smaller, but the quicker and more agile, and better in the dribble and pass, whereas Mamini is the taller, more physical, more obvious Fofana-esque replacement or alternative. Both would be good. Making a decision there will be important as well. Harry Leonard obviously would be a good go-to as a purchased alternative, although if there are alternatives available, then someone cheap like Aaron Connolly could be a good snap-up from Hull City as well. With regards to the left wing, I don't currently have anyone on my shortlist at this stage. I know I've been going on for a while, but that's because there's a lot of players that potentially we could be bringing in. On the calendar, our first game of the season is against Rotherham at the end of the month. Then we will play Luton as well and sim the game against Rotherham in the Cup before ending the day today. And Christ knows what's going to happen between now and then. Transfer budget increase, a bid from MLS for Jack Stevens, which we will absolutely accept. I'm not necessarily going to try and negotiate a bit higher than that. That's a no-brainer. Kaiser's going to go out on loan and grow very well, we hope. And the pre-season tournament's just around the corner. Grenoble is probably a less realistic option, so we'll reject that one. Partridge, a loan to buy to Brescia. We will negotiate that as just a loan. Caleb Partridge is a player with great potential. We will propose a loan without a buy, which hopefully they'll be open to. They're not. There would potentially be more realistic loan destinations for Partridge, so maybe that's a good thing that's happened there. Sparta Rotterdam for Moreno, I'm genuinely open to, because we have another player that's out on loan at Sparta Rotterdam at the moment. That being the left back of Schmidt. We'll propose a loan without a buy. They're open to that. Preferably just the 1 year. They're open to that. And if they will pay a bit more, then that would be great. If they'll pay 60%, then we can get it done. They will pay 60%. It looks like we're getting it done. Moreno to Sparta Rotterdam is a done deal, it seems. Linetti bid, Rangers, that's very realistic. We'll absolutely try and negotiate that a little bit higher. Trying to get as much done as we can between now and the Rotherham game, so we can get as much done with incomings before we get to the thick end of this transfer window and the August month. I feel confident in the first couple of games we have in the league, but I'll accept the 2.15. Linetti's on a lot of weight, and we're absolutely happy with that. Beck's just got called up to the first team squad. He's not going anywhere for now. So Linetti looks like he's leaving us, which would be great. We're going to try and get as much money as we can from a pre-season tournament. That's not winnable, I don't think. That's definitely not winnable. That one is winnable, so we'll go for that to try and maximise the most amount of money we can get from that. We're going to work our way through as we go through now. Another bid for Linetti from FC Copenhagen. That is one that we could... Oh, Sheffield United, you sons of bitches. That's really thrown a curveball. Labato, Sheffield United have come in for. I do want to check who else they have available in that position. Sheffield United will be a promotion rival for us this season. Last year, when they got relegated, absolutely, we felt the need to anticipate the sale with Jose Fontan and actually someone else as well. Kaiser, loan to buy. We'll try and negotiate that as just a loan for a year. Kaiser, I'm quite happy. He's German, obviously, so to go to a German side would make sense, and we'll try and get that done, and I'm quite happy just for ease of use of the spreadsheet. I'm quite happy to just pay 100% of his wages, £425. Now then, Labato, 17.6 million is what they've bid, but I need to know who else they have available in that position. With Sheffield United obviously being a better side than us, but with ourselves having similar ambitions this year, I'm not necessarily bending over backwards immediately for a club like that in this scenario, unless he would be starting for them every week. You can see all the strikers they've got. Disgusting. We mentioned that earlier on. I apologise. This has been a very waffly episode. They do not have any wingers. They presumably then play a 5-back formation with 2 strikers. Gerbic in goal, Maximiano as well. So where does he play? Not at centre mid, because he's not a centre mid. Not at cam, because quite frankly, they don't play a cam either. I think we reject this. Lobato was one of our favourite players last year. Lobato is a player that absolutely we would love to keep. And I will reject the initial bid. If they come in again, then we will look to maximise finances. But at this stage, I'm not willing to let Lobato go to a fellow promotion rival side. I think that's fair. We were not quick enough to sign Hani Mukhtar. He's gone to Lazio. But quite frankly, if it was a decision between us and Lazio, you understand why he would have gone there. And I absolutely would not have paid him £44,000 a week. So, whilst we're disappointed not to have brought him in, it makes sense why he would have chosen them over us anyway. So the cam roll continually for the moment is still Enis Bardi's at this stage. Now then, I said I wanted to bring in some of the cheaper players that were available to me. I am going to look to do that now with the transfer budget I currently have available to me without any sales. Plymouth just got relegated to the league below. They can't really argue much more than where they are. Okay, now Arne Sigurdsson is a player I didn't click with last year, and if they want him as a straight swap, I am absolutely happy to do that. Because we'd save on the wages with Sigurdsson significantly. Are you happy with a straight swap? They are. That is an unexpected but positive development. We've effectively paid 6.5 million for Randall here, but he would be a very good player. If he wants important, he can have it because he is going to be an important part of the squad. No release clause is fine, and wage-wise, they're not going to tell me what he wants, but he's on 10.5, and we'll offer him what he's currently on to come to a club in a higher division, which he should accept, and indeed he does. That has very much worked out. A player we weren't sure whether we wanted to keep is now gone, and a player we were absolutely sure we wanted to sign is in. Both free agent centre-backs we were looking at have also signed for clubs. Ismaili is now at Verdon Sport, and Akumu is at Saint Etienne. So they are now off the table, which is fine. We weren't definitely sure we wanted to sign one of those. One player I am now going to pull the trigger with, considering we've saved the money on the previous signing of Randall, and they've gained a player out of me as well, Plymouth, is we're going to negotiate with Plymouth again. We've been open to signing... Oh, okay. Well, they want significantly more than 9 million for Sattelberger. That's fine. I was hoping they'd negotiate to about 11.5 to 12, but I've offered 9 and they've gone, ha! So we'll have to rethink that one. That's not a problem. Let's see what else happens with regards to potential... Actually, no, you know what? You know what? I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to run the risk of losing Joshua King to someone else. I'm going to go and sign Joshua King at centre mid now from Stade de Reims. He's going to come in and we're going to very much welcome him in. 10.6 is his valuation. Sorry, 10.5 is his valuation. He reckons, my chief executive, that they'll want 12.5. I want this kid and I want him to start every single week. 11 million, accept it. 2% sell-on clause, sold. Signing done. Right, 14 grand a week he's on. We can absolutely afford to offer him more than that. He will be an important role. Good. So that means that he and Adam Randall will share that important role alongside the current crucial Makengo. No release clause, perfect. And he's willing to take a wage cut to come to us. We will take the bonuses out. We will offer him more than that a week. Offer him 12.5 a week. And that will be a signing done. Joshua King joins us as our second incoming central midfielder of the transfer window so far. Our new midfield is taking shape. We were looking to sell Junior Firpo because of his wages. An ageing player that earns a lot of money to Saudi Arabia. That's as realistic as it comes right now, isn't it? Al Nassr could be the destination for the former Barcelona man. We will try and get a bit more out of them if we can, because, well, quite frankly, we know that they've got some pennies. But they probably won't pay much more than that. And they won't pay that at all. Okay, that's a surprise. I expect that someone else will come in for Firpo in the not too distant future. And that is going to be Gregorio Moreno out on loan for 12 months to Sparta Rotterdam. But that is just a a loan there, and I'm still paying his £425 a week, which we're not that bothered about. Crucially so far, he says, at the risk of jinxing it, no interest yet in Fofana. Dylan Dodds isn't in our future. Made an impression on loan at PSV last year in the Netherlands, and has now had Royal Antwerp from Belgium make a bid for him. If he hadn't gone out on loan to PSV, I would have said this wasn't really a realistic transfer. But after a loan spell in that region, in the Benelux region, I think it's absolutely fair that he would generate some interest. 3.9 million. Dylan Dodds looks like he's on his way to Royal Antwerp. That's another outgoing that could well be happening very soon. One that has already happened now is Carol Linetti leaving us to go to Rangers for £2.15 million. We just offered Emmanuel Dennis, or not just offered, but he extended his contract last season after a good performance. 10 goals, 10 assists. I wasn't expecting any interest in him, but with players that we'd be very intrigued in buying, most notably Pontus from Harken, I would certainly have my attentions drawn to this potential deal. If we could raise about half of the signing of Pontus, Darbo, or at least as close to it as possible for Emmanuel Dennis, £4.3 million for a 74 rated player is absolutely something I won't say no to. Gent have come in, and the Nigerian will make his way, we believe, to Belgium. Belgian side's interested in a number of our championship sides. It is not unfamiliar for a Nigerian player to play in the Belgian league. In fact, Gent might have even had Nigerian players most recently as well. Zagwenbia Lubin have come in for Partridge, but continually we'll probably look for a more realistic deal for that one. Even more interestingly, guess who's come in for another one of my players? Sheffield United. They signed Jose Fontan. They do play a 5-back formation. This one I am more open to seeing through. We'll try and get a bit more out of Sheffield United if they'll pay it. Please, Chris. Chris Wilde will give me 3.6. 3.6 I will pay. Junior Furper one, £17,000 a week is definitely far too much for me. I can't justify paying him that amount of money when he's just not playing for me week in, week out. We will look to loan in a left-back as a replacement to Crescene, who we hope will grow well this season. So I'm going to have to go and look for left-backs now, because we hadn't previously done that. We have altered the spreadsheet, though. I made a mistake early with the Moreno deal. He was on £2,000 a week, not £425. It was Milo Kaiser that was the one where we were paying all of his wages. Moreno, I'm paying £800 of his £2,000 of wages, whilst he is out on loan. Right, left backs. Where are you? We can potentially loan him. This would be unreal. Basic terms only, thank you. A 1-year loan deal. Hopefully he'll agree to come to us. I'll try and pay less of his wages if I can. If we can go... Well, to be fair, 50-50 is fair. If we split those 50-50 and I pay £7,500 a week to Zamora as a backup left-back rather than £17,000 a week to Junior Firpo, that is more than agreeable. Please, Jordan, join the club. We've had a bid from another Belgian side, this time for Max O'Leary, who is a player we're looking to sell. Union Saint-Gilloise, or Royal Union Saint-Gilloise, one of the best sides in Belgium at this current moment in time, supposedly. My knowledge of the Juniper League is not very high at all. So, well, let's get this done. We're sending quite a few people to Belgium at the moment, and I don't mind it, you know. I don't mind it at all. Another thing to add with regards to the realism for Zamora in on loan from Udinese is that apparently he came through Bournemouth's youth system. So he's a former player that's played in England previously as well, which makes that even more so realistic, and I love that. And out goes Junior Firpo. He signed the deal with Sheffield United as we advance to the day of the first... and Dylan Dodds has gone as well as we advance to the day of the first... friendly. Dylan Dodds gone. Emmanuel Dennis. Oh, it's all happening at once. Emmanuel Dennis gone. Dylan Dodds gone. Julia Firpo gone. The transfer budget is growing significantly. And now, once I've updated my finances and I know exactly how much I've got to spend, we will be looking to bring in Firpo. A bid from RZ for... Beck, we're going to continue to reject. He's only just been called up. He's not played for anyone other than our youth team. A bid from RZ for O'Leary as well, which we will accept. And Partridge Gaziantep. Still not really any realistic bids for the youngsters, but I need to update my spreadsheet with all of these sales now. Josh King makes his first game, plays his first game for the club, and scores. Go on, lad. Joshua King gets the only goal for us in a 1-1 draw against Espanyol. Interest from Real Betis in Lennon Miller. That's annoying. Interest in Kelland Watts from Sturm Graz. That is... I don't know whether that's doable or not. I guess a player from the Championship to the Austrian League would be fair. We'll try and negotiate a little bit higher. 12 grand a week would go a long way to helping pay someone else's wages. Kelland was the highest earner at the club when we brought him in from Newcastle in this save. I'll ask for 2.1 if they'll pay it. Which they won't, but they will pay a little bit more than the 1.8 they bid, 1.85. And we'll look to get Kelland Watts done and through the door. Financially, I have... bit of clout now. 15 million in the transfer budget and 66,000 available in the wage budget. So I could take some more from the wage budget and put it into the transfer budget if I felt the need to. But at the minute, I'm going to need that transfer budget because with Emmanuel Dennis having left, Zamura on his way in as well, which is great. Let's now go and try and sign Pontus Darbo from BK Håken. Håken. The Swedish team. Valued at 14, but his contract is expiring at the end of the given season. So I might be able to get him for less than 12. Sam, thank you for the follow, mate. I'll bid 11. They'll ask for 11.7. Thank you! Thank you very much indeed. He's on £7,100 a week as well. So we can give him a significant wage rise. I'll offer him important, not crucial. If he wants crucial, he can have it. And indeed he does. The potential of the kid surely will be through the roof. A 4-year deal is I think what we'll do to try and protect the investment. No release clause is fine. It's not going to give me an idea of what he wants a week, but I will look to significantly up his wages. £13,000 a week. Pontus, will you sign? Yes, he will, but with extra bonuses. For the sake of just making it more straightforward for my spreadsheet, is £14,000 a week. And he's in. Darbo joins. Another incoming. Zamura signs on loan from Udinese. The former Bournemouth man is through the door. We have ourselves an upgrade in quality over Junior Firpo for less than half the wage. That's a win. We say goodbye to Max O'Leary, who has chosen RZ Alkmaar as his destination. Turns down the opportunity to go to Saint-Gilloise and instead goes to the Netherlands, not Belgium. Fine by me, sir. Thank you for the extra pennies. That's another £8.5 a week in the wage budget. Not very much, and we'll actually take quite a bit from the percentage-wise from the sale. Oh my god, if I could spell, I'd be a danger. What was the fee? Chat, what was the fee? I can check on my brain doesn't work. It was like 1.5, I think, wasn't it? Let's have a look. My club, 1.5. Well done, Ches. Your brain is in top quality working order. So my current transfer budget is 6.7. Wage budget of 15,000. Looking for, well, still 2 centre backs as we brought in a new winger. We brought in 2 new centre mids. I still would need, we brought in a new left back as well. I still would like 2 centre backs this window, but I am going to need to sign so I can then sell moving forward because of the limitations of the game. I'm unfortunately going to run out of players. In real life, you can have less than a full squad's worth of players, as you can in Football Manager. On FIFA. No, you have to have at least 18. So a stumbling block that hopefully we can manage, but I'm sure we'll be fine. I can always randomly generate youth players with the live editor to add them to my squad to then remove them from my squad later down the line if it helps the situation. Looking in the cam roll, we've come across Shola Shortire. In real life, he had a loan spell at Bolton 2 years ago in League One. He's been released by Manchester United IRL, has signed for PAOK in Greece. So I feel like this is one that we can justify. and I think makes good sense. Probably want quite a bit wage-wise. He's looking for a new club, though. So I'll add him to my shortlist, and we'll see what my chief executive reckons that he would want a week. It's probably going to be quite sizable. A number of the other players we were looking at have now signed for other clubs, which is why we've changed our targets a little bit. We do still have Vallis, who is an option, certainly. But Shortire might be the more realistic option here. 17 to 25 grand. Live chat are very much keen on Shola Shortire joining. I currently have £15,000 in my wage budget and 6.7 million in the transfer. So I'm going to try and sign Shola Shortire. He's probably going to want an important role, but let's be honest, he is going to take over from Enis Bardi at some point. A 3-year deal suits me down to the ground, no release clause, and £9,000 a week is a dream. We'll take the bonuses out. Not nearly give him 100 million signing bonus then, and we'll give him 11,000 a week. And Shola Shortire joins Cambridge United. Just as he did in the Football Manager save, intriguingly as well, which is another kicker for this. Shola Shortire joined me in the Championship on FM. Shola Shortire joins me in the Championship on FC. We've had a bid accepted of 4.15 million when he's valued at 5.5 for a 76 rated former Cambridge United player, Harry Darling, which is pretty no-brainery. He'll probably ask for important. He can have it. Just trying my luck with the rotation. We'll go for probably just a 2-year deal for Harry, if that's okay, and he's open to that. He's on quite a bit wage-wise at Swansea, but they play him out of position quite regularly, and he's not happy about that, I'm sure. We'll offer him £15,000 a week, and Harry Darling will come in from Swansea. £15,000 a week, 4.15 million. Former Cambridge player signs. Now, I need to sort my finances out because we are running out of pennies. We have had a bid for Fofana, but it's from Caen in France. Now, that is an easy no, but it's intriguing to see that a club are bidding more than half extra than market value. He's only valued at 9 mil. But Caen have offered 14, which is significantly more than valuation. But they are not a club that we would consider selling to. So, as a result, Fofana stays for now. Kellen Watts is on his way out, and my money is effectively gone at this moment in time. I have 600 grand left in my transfer budget. Obviously, Kellen Watts is on his way out, so we'll be raising some more transfer budget and some more wage budget when that deal goes through. But for the time being, nothing is done. Still trying to sell Sammy Szmodics as well, but nobody's showing any sort of interest whatsoever, which is not ideal. I would still like to loan in a striker. I would still like to loan in another centre-back if possible. Outside of that, I think I'm starting to become more and more satisfied with where the squad sits at this stage. We will head now towards the first game of the league season. And against Rotherham, we'd very much like to pick up 3 points as well when we get there. As soon as I advance. Kellen Watts on his way to Sturm Graz for 1.85 million. Deal done. Toodaloo, sir. For those that were interested, because live chat was as well, Spain won the Euros by 2 goals to nil over Norway. Congratulations, Erling. You qualified for a competition internationally, which doesn't normally happen for Norway. Erling and Martin Erdegaard, obviously. And not only that, you reached the bloody final. Knocked out Denmark on pens on the way. And Portugal. Oh no, Denmark knocked out Portugal. What on brain. Knocked out Belgium, though. Just as good a result by 2 goals to nil there, too. England finished bottom of their group. Because England are really good at this stage, apparently. Belgium topped that group. Ukraine and Norway made it through there. They only made it through on goal difference ahead of Croatia. Scotland lost every single game they played. Denmark, France and Netherlands all ended on 6 points as well. And Spain topped their group and ultimately won the competition. They didn't lose a game in the group. Obviously, they didn't lose a game on the way through. In fact, they only conceded 1 goal all tournament. They won 1-0, 2-0, drew 0-0 with Germany in the group, conceded 1 goal against France, and that was it. So just as in real life, Spain, very worthy European winners. You'll notice an extra name on my list as well. Benny Traore has joined us on loan from Sheffield United. Doesn't get a sniff at Bramall Lane and will certainly be doing a little bit more than that for us this season. Joins fellow former Sheffield United man Ollie McBurney at the club. Still waiting for the sale of Sammy Schmodix to go through. So my current financial situation is I have 2 million left in my transfer budget and 25 grand left in my wage budget. If we decide to do something more later in the window with regards another loanee or two perhaps. Obviously, depends if we get any bids come in as well for players. Partridge we're looking to loan. Montpellier will not be signing him from me. Thank you very much. So, finally, we get to play some football. So, Darbo will be on the bench. Zamora, Darling, Shorty and Randall also on the bench. And Benny Traore, only one player on the bench was with us last season. That's Oyegoke. So how's that for improving your squad depth? King is in the starting lineup. That's the only change, really, in terms of starting lineup from players that were with us last year. Then Beck, McBurney, Schmodix and Partridge in the reserves at the moment. Although, obviously, Schmodix were looking to move on and Partridge loan too. And then we might well look to bulk the squad out with some more loanees, just to make us a little bit more comfortable should we encounter any injuries. So against Rotherham United, for the first game of the Championship season this year, they will be playing a 5-back, and that is certainly, absolutely, if we consider ourselves promotion contenders this year, a winnable game.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Rathbone, Makengo can't quite get there. Kioso is going to look for the ball and find Nom in the middle. Crescene wins it back, and get rid, please. Not the best of clearances, but it is clear. Just, thankfully. King drives it out wide. I actually haven't adjusted my squad numbers yet, so forgive any strange ones for the moment. I will alter that as we progress through later in the season. Just needing to try and find Lobato here and keep it in play, which we have done. Here is Joshua King. And finds Fofana. Can last season's Championship top goal scorer start this season in the same fashion? Not yet, but maybe from the set piece. He could be underneath it. He is underneath it. It's over the bar. Oh, that just opened up beautifully for them. I tried to marshal the man and put a toe in. As it happened, I marshalled the man into the space to play the pass. 1-0 Rotherham, but that is kind of my own doing. I missed the ball with Kirk, then tried to step in with Cashin and couldn't get there. And by moving both centre-backs around, ended up leaving the man in the middle completely on his own. That one's on me. 1-0 Rotherham. Time to slow things down and not be quite so complacent about how this game and season might go. In there is Josh King. Josh King, I don't know whether he's got decent long shots or not. Samiento might. It's blocked at source. Josh King will recover. Makengo quickly to Fofana, quickly to Ennis Bardi. Ennis Bardi has decent shots from anywhere on the pitch. And last season's signing of the season signs on this season with another bloody goal. He'll take the free kick himself here, Lenny, actually. Can he find a teammate? Sami's underneath it. It's not going to get to it, though, and cleared away. But there's plenty of men forward here, and Makengo's probably not going to shoot from there. Samiento trying to twist and turn his way around, and, well, I can't really do that with Samiento, which is not necessarily something you'd expect, given the quality of the man, supposedly. Fofana around the corner. That's what you expect with the quality of that man. 2-1 Cambridge, and we're on top once more. Samiento on a breakaway. He is one of the fastest players in the squad, so we will look to utilise that pace. And, oh, Fofana tries the audacious. I did ask for an overhead kick, or for a fancy finish. Didn't go for the overhead kick. Went for the bloody scorpion kick. Christ, if he scores that, then I think we get some more bids for him. And probably from sides that are a bit better than SM Cairn as well. Lobato in the box. Been tearing them apart down the left-hand side so far, causing their defence all sorts of problems, but Rathbone deals with that very well indeed. It will be 2-1 Cambridge United at half-time here. Took us a little while to get going, but once we found our focus, we found the lead. Good footwork. Bardi. Bardi still, somehow. Bardi still, somehow. King. Fofana. Sami's here. Samiento! Ah, Samiento! Bardi's going. Bardi's in. And Josh King's here. Oh, brilliant save by Ford. Taking it first time, King, on debut, looking to get a goal. Looking for Fofana again here. The corner is won well enough. Go. Lobato is there. Here's Shola. Getting away from his man. Shola Shortai with space. Oh, and on debut, he very nearly wins us the game in style by making sure from the edge of the box. But it just drifts past that post, unfortunately. It would have been a great introduction for him into the fold. Certainly making an impression at the very least. Saying, all right, Enis Bardi might be the man with the majority of the quality in this position. But that's not to say that he's the only man with quality in this position. Looking for an assist. Randall finds Darbo. Looking for Shola. I've rushed the pass. And it will be 2-1 Cambridge at the moment. But not necessarily at the end. Kioso forced wide. Continually forced wide. Please don't concede now, Ches. Thank you. Ref. Tar. A 2-1 win against Rotherham. Could have been more. Could have been less, in fairness. But we get a win on the opening day. The next game against Luton is not going to be as straightforward. But 3 points to 3 points. And Luton are a side we feel like we can be competitive with. So we will look for a win there as well. Luton were victorious on their opening day, as were we. They're in 10th. We were 5th, I think. Presumably on goals scored. Salihovic up top, he's 79 rated. Barkley and McAtee sat behind him as usual. The midfield pairing of Campbell and Ogachukwu is the same. As we mentioned previously, Teeth Chong is not starting at Luton. But at the minute, we don't have room for him in our squad. We were looking at Osho. But he's their captain, apparently, which I wasn't aware of. So we won't be signing him. De Amores in goal is a player I don't know anything about. But I'm not going to make any changes to my starting lineup from the previous game. Keep giving Sarmiento the opportunity. Maybe, actually, we swap Sarmiento and Lobato about. Because Sarmiento just doesn't enjoy cutting in on that left foot. But maybe if he's to cut in on his right foot, he might actually be okay. Bardi, they've got a lot of defenders back, though. Even though they commit bodies forward, they make sure that they don't leave themselves open at the back, Luton, which is what makes them so dangerous, because they're very good with those players going forward and still very solid at the back. When you think you might maybe get the better of them on a counter and you try and break quickly, they still have the numbers back there, and then you actually end up almost getting broken on again yourself. Lobato will bury this. It's a brilliant goal, but it was offside, so it won't count. Lobato skips past the man. Lobato in the box, drilling it across. Fofana tries to turn it home and the keeper makes the save. Other than the ball in the back of the net from the offside position, that's the closest we've come to a goal so far today. Fofana from point-blank range can't get it into the back of the net. Now Alfie Doty's in behind at the other end. They've got us on the counter. Support is arriving, but he might be forced to go solo here. Don't foul him. Good save, and keep it in play. Crisene's done really well. It will be 0-0 at half-time, but it's a very, very entertaining game thus far between two promotion hopefuls. The ball was there to be won. I went for it. I didn't win it. They haven't scored. They have scored. How has McAtee won that follow-up header? I don't know. After then, how's the keeper not saved it? He should bury this, but I mean, defender's not even looked at it. All right, cool. Well up, Fofana, Lobato. I see the space for Sarmiento on the far side, so we will look to ping it towards him. And he's found brilliantly. How's your cross? Really good. Fofana! Sarmiento gets the nod on the far side. It works. He can't shoot on his left, but apparently he can deliver. What a ball that was. Fofana is off the mark for the championship season. Into the middle. Oh, I definitely didn't put that much power on it. That's for damn sure. Ah, oh, King can't get there to win that back. Well in. Cashin, no, he can win it back. King. Oh, it's meant for Fofana, but it's found Sarmiento. Can he find a teammate again? Yes! Short! Shoot, mate! Oh, I can't believe we're not 2-1 up. Good save by the keeper again, who's very much keeping his team in it here. Sarmiento with the delivery. Another assist for him, maybe? Very nearly. De Amores with another save. His teammates are very happy about it. How good is he, De Amores, in goal? Let's have a look. 71, that's it, Guillermo De Amores. Would have said he was much higher than that, given some of the quality of saves he's pulled out in this game so far. Towards the near post this time, and that'll be a goal kick on this occasion. Is it? No, it is another corner. All right, put a bit more height on it, a bit more depth. Fofana's up again. And this time he'll find the back of the net with a hell of a header. Foday Fofana, Championship's top goal scorer last season, has 3 already this. That header's perfection. I know in the middle of the highlight I'm taking a drink of water, but you need to see that again, YouTube. That header was perfection. How we've only had a bid from Ken so far from Foday Fofana is a mystery. He fired us to very nearly the playoffs last season. Can he fire us to the Premier League this year? We'll wait and see. He certainly started off very well. Don't even know how much longer's added on now. 4. Ah, yeah, I've lobbed that. Well up, Benny. I lobbed that towards Fofana, who's not there anymore. Corbanie. Nice touch by Darbo. But he's having to fight very hard and still somehow manages to work that. Looking for the ball inside. Benny Traore with his first touch and with his second touch buries it. Cambridge 3, Luton 1, and Benny Traore wants everybody to know that he's the man right now. Fofana might be scoring. Benny Traore on loan from Sheffield United wants that first team spot at Bramall Lane. So much competition for him there with 7 or 8 other strikers. But given the chance, he's proving that he can be the man at Championship level. If he impresses, maybe we buy him next year. Benny Traore makes it 3-1 Cambridge. We will win both opening Championship games after going 1-0 down in them. A 2-1 win, a 3-1 win. Might we be in the top 2 spots in the division? West Brom have bid for Corbanie. Now, West Brom, I believe, got promoted last year to the Premier League. They are no longer in our division. And unfortunately, I think we might have to try and negotiate this. West Bromwich Albion are indeed Premier League. We will owe some money to Leeds for this. Was it 15%, the sell-on fee? 15% sell-on clause for Corbanie. Now, who West Brom also have at right back is going to decide this. Because if he's starting for them, he has to go. Pippa, 71. Marius Wolf, 75, but ageing. Ethan Ingram, 70. Chad Thomas, 65. He's going. Corbanie will get his move to the Premier League. But we will look to maximise that financial deal. 12.4. He's only worth about 8.5, apparently. I could justify getting up to 16.1. And I will want that because we'll be losing some of the transfer fee to Leeds United. So I'll ask for 16.5, which is nearly twice valuation. And they will pay it. Corbanie is great for us, but for 16.5 million, he is replaceable. I have to be honest, he is replaceable in that starting lineup. This will be his last game for us then, as we play Rotherham now in the cup. Actually, it won't be because Oyagoke will play as we'll play the rotated side, and we'll need Corbanie fit for Barnsley if he's here, and it isn't if he's here. So with the rotated 11, with a tactical view, 2-0 win. McBurney and Schmodix with the goals. We're through against Rotherham. We beat them 2-1 in a played game. We beat them 2-0 in a sim. Is Corbanie leaving? We don't know yet. Corbanie is probably on his way out. That, I imagine, is going to be the situation. I'm going to have to make sure that Cashin is fit again for this next game. He'll be as fit as he can be. Everyone else will be ready. Set that for all the starting players, actually, and then give Cashin all of the energy. Make sure that these guys recover on the bench as well, actually. So they're fit and ready to come off the bench should we need them. For the game against Barnsley, we currently sit second in the Championship table. But we might be about to lose our starting right back for a significant championship level fee. £16.5 million is a lot of money. A lot of money that can be reinvested, and a lot of money that could see us not necessarily improve at right back, but certainly be able to adequately replace the outgoing man. That will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on more. The next episode will come to you on Monday, of course, once I've gotten your transfer feedback from this episode. We don't, as it stands, have much money left to spend, but 75% of sale retention goes into the budget. So we will have well over £10 million in there. He's on 20 odd grand a week, and I'll be able to move more of that into the transfer budget as well, because we're not going to need all 40 odd. So do you have any right back suggestions for me? YouTube comment section. Please let me know. I think I'm going to need them. That's all for now. Lots in, lots out. More to come. I'll see you Monday.